They do that for this movie. In the previous films of this franchise, the producers tried to schedule the filming of a character's death scene on the actor's last day of filming. During the making of this film, most of the actors had to film their death scenes on their very first day. So I was very excited for Final Destination Bloodlines. I spent all last month watching all the Final Destination movies, and believe it or not, it was my first time ever watching the Final Destination movies. I've heard all about them. I know all about the log truck and the roller coaster, the train. I know all about the iconic deaths, but I've never actually sat down and watched them before. So I watched all of them last month to get really hyped up for this movie because it looked really good. It looked also very different than the previous Final Destination movies, and also for Tony Todd because this was his last time playing JB. It was one of the main reasons I wanted to see this movie, and I was very happy with this movie. I saw it with my friend Jake last night. We both had a great time. So for this movie, I have 3 things that I liked, and my last thing is definitely my favorite. First thing I liked about this movie is the storyline was pretty solid. I liked how it actually deviated from what we're used to. It still followed a group of people trying to evade death any way they can, but the change in the formula was the main character didn't have premonitions like all the other ones did. She was having more like nightmares of something that had already happened instead of something that is going to happen. Added a little more intrigue to the story and the reasons why her family don't talk about Grandma Iris, and just diving deep into death, diving deep into how to either hold off death or trick death or some ways. And when they would get introduced to Grandma Iris, we get to hear what happened, what really happened, because the dreams that Stephanie was having was kind of, it was not exactly how it happened. It was like it was misconstrued in a way. But then Iris cleared everything up. This approach to the classic Final Destination main character was a little bit different, and even at certain times provided maybe some hope that because they went about it a different way, that these characters might actually live, there might actually be a survivor, instead of everyone just getting killed off. The second thing I liked about this movie was the violence, but also there are some pretty good tie-ins to past violence, just kind of harking us back, tying this whole franchise together. Most of the Final Destination movies, the violence was kind of similar. It always started out a similar way. There was always certain elements in the movie that led to the violence, that led to the deaths. This one was different just because, one, it was mixed up by doing a completely different time period, way in the past instead of modern day. I mean, we got some water stuff, which there was, every single movie there was something to do with water, electricity, but then there was a couple of the ones that I'd say are kind of funny was the penny. The penny caused a lot of deaths, and the septum piercing scene was kind of funny too, just because, if you've seen someone walking around with a septum piercing, you're always wondering, like, so many bad things could happen with that piercing. So, like, these movies always make the deaths pretty relatable, especially, whatever time period is, they always try to make it relatable. And the penny was a big one, but then, like, there were some tie-ins with the deaths. We got to see a train. I was looking for the number 180 in the movie, and I didn't see, maybe the train was 180, but my friend Jake and I couldn't find that. But then also, at the end, we got a really cool, like, harkening back to specific outfits and specific music and a specific car, tying everything together, because this whole movie was really surrounded by death has to clean up all these different messes because of the fact that Irish saved people who were not meant to be saved. And then my favorite scene of the movie was the scene with Tony Todd, his last scene. Unfortunately, rest in peace, passed away from cancer, gone too soon, and it was just a really great scene. Him just have a really great scene. I got emotional because you've grown up with this guy pretty much. Like, you've seen him in these Final Destination movies. You're always looking forward to seeing the Mortician because he's a very ominous character, a very ominous person. And then we get to see, like, a really great tie-in to why he knows so much about death. That was phenomenally done. I was very, very happy with how they treated his character. And then just like his last few things he had to say, really, I felt like he was speaking to the fans, speaking to the fandom, all the people who supported him throughout the years, and just to really embrace life and enjoy it every minute you got. So that was a beautiful, beautiful send-off, and he'll definitely go down in history as a legend, as iconic character. Everyone's going to know him from this movie, this franchise. So for Final Destination Bloodlines, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 Mudflaps. And remember, leave me a thumbs up and drop in the comments below. Do you think they should make any more Final Destination movies? Yes or no? And why? See you soon.